What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Sonny, you want to say what up?
Hey, guys.
All right. So we got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. But in the meantime, just want to remind you to hit us up on our website, gftradioshow.com. Hit it on our socials. It has all links to our group page over at Facebook. Join the conversation group where most of the content for tonight is going to be coming from, as well as links to all the replays, all of our previous shows, all of our audio platforms, as well as video replaybacks. So make sure you guys get at us over there at gftradioshow.com. Like I said, you can listen to us free on demand 24/7, all of our replays, all of our past content, as well as video replays here on Twitch TV, Facebook, and YouTube. We got merchandise. We got plenty of merchandise, tons of apparel, logo, merchandise, and accessories as well. So make sure you get over to our gftradio.creator-spring.com website to get our merchandise. Support us while we support you, because we always got great content, always got great discussions, things that are affecting us as Black people, us as parents, us as men and women, everything. So make sure you get support us, and we'll continue to keep supporting you with this great content and programming. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we have more content available, live shows, things of that nature. So make sure you do that, do all of that. Let other folks know that you're over here. Join the conversation group. That's where the content's going to come from tonight. We got some great questions lined up. So we're doing basically 21 questions. Of course, we're not going to get to 21 questions because we always like to go off on a tangent, but we also have some great.
We be trying though.
Yeah,
I feel like we legit try to get 21. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, we usually get a good few of them in there. I would say we definitely try to stay as focused as possible, but we definitely don't let time stop us from putting in the work with a good topic and trying to get our point across, help others get their point across, discuss, learn something new. I mean, that's the important thing about this is, you want to be able to have an open mind, have a good adult and mature discussion, and be able to, possibly learn a new perspective, empathize with someone who may be able to give you a different viewpoint than what you had originally considered. And that's one thing I love about the Join the Conversation group. So definitely check that out when you get a chance. But in the meantime, let's get to it. We got several questions lined up. The first one, do you want to get right to that, to the one we were just talking about, Sonny? Or you want to save that for a couple of questions?
No, we could jump in that because then we can go light from that. We can start off a little spicy. And then we can get to the fun ones or like the random ones.
Yeah, for sure. So this one is stemming from a very timely topic. It's always timely. It's always relevant. And it came from a post that I found floating around the internet where a young lady was saying that she had gotten a lump sum of money from child support. It was back payment for child support that she got in arrears, and the payment was significant. I think in the post it was $163,000, and her son, no, I take that back. She didn't get it yet. Really, the whole thing was a scenario she was discussing with her son. But her son, she was telling him like, it was a statement she got that said that she had $163,000 child support that her, I guess, the baby daddy was in arrears. So she was saying like, wow, if I ever got that $163,000, that'd be wild. And that son, the 24-year-old son, so that means he's an adult, well over 18 years old, he made the comment that he felt like if she did receive that $163,000, that it should go to him, all of it. He felt like he's the child, he deserves it all. And she proceeded to tell him that no, I wouldn't. I'm not. I'm not required to give you all of that money. I'm not. Or you're not entitled to the entire sum just because you were the child. And they had a debate about that. So I wanted to have a debate with the folks over at the GFT Join the Conversation group. Put in there, the post, the question, and basically it was, if a non-custodial parent finally makes a lump sum child support payment, who should receive the money, the custodial parent or their now adult child? So, Sonny, what was your answer to that, and how do you feel about that question?
So, that's for one, that's a lot of money to be giving an adult child, be it 18, 24. It's just a lot of money to give to somebody that young, period. For me personally, I would split it. With that sum, it might be a little different, but I was given a lump sum randomly for my daughter. I'm gonna personalize this. I was given not that amount. I wish definitely not that amount. It's ballparking to say I got 3,000. That's just the estimate, right? I gave my daughter one, like, what was it, 1.15, just half of it, right? Just sent it to her, and it was like, here, blah blah blah. She asked me, why did I send it? Said I got a lump sum, and I just gave it to her. I gave her half of what I got, and I told her to keep it in case she needs it for whatever. For me, I would be that parent that would split it half, but then again, I raised my daughter, so for me, I know her. She's financially, while when that happened, she was probably 19. She was like 19 going into 20. Sure, if that was that amount, I definitely want to give it to her. It's a lot of money for somebody that young, that just, their kids are young. You want them to be, no matter how you raise them, they get that much amount of money. People just do dumb things with it. So I wouldn't have gave her a large sum of that magnitude that much, but I would have, the smaller sum, yes. And like I said, I raised her, so I know that she's a saver. I know that she's responsible, and I know that she won't waste it. And on top of that, I still help. I still help her. She calls me, and she doesn't live with me for gas money. Like, I pop off here, give her some of this, and sometimes I've helped her out with a bill and everything. So I feel like your kid, but I don't think anyone, for that matter, should just be giving their 24-year-old or down child that type of lump sum of money and just be like, here. Kids just don't. I don't care how you raise your kid or how money conscious they are. Kids do dumb stuff because they just do dumb stuff. So I will be better off putting some money aside in case they needed it, and if they need me for something, I can assist them with things. But I'm not. That kid doesn't deserve all that money. That's back child support. That's money that should have been paid while the child was young, and the parent was taking care of that child. That covers expenses like housing, can help with rent or mortgage, can help with gas, to and from school and different activities these kids are in, things they need versus what they want, like those types of things. So I wouldn't see, like, that might help get a car for a kid that's is trying to get back and forth for work. They need some help. That's the extra money that you can help them with. But, like, I don't think somebody should be giving their kid that lump sum, and it's definitely not something the kid isn't. I don't feel like the kid is entitled to it.
Right.
At all. Like, if the mother or the parent chooses to give them half, that's totally up to them, but they're not obligated to just say, here, this is yours.
Right. What up, though, Hype?
What's up, gang?
Hey, Hype.
Yeah, so
I just read. All right, so I started smiling because I just read the journal. Right. Thank God I wasn't ever in this situation. Both of my kids are by my wife.
right.
But all right, I understand completely. Be talking 24-year-old. I don't care if you raise the best kid in the world at 24. More than likely, we should not be giving you this type of money. You'll be broke by in the summer.
That part.
You would have the craziest Instagram for like 3 months. But at the end of it, you won't have nothing but a car note that you can't afford to pay because you should have just bought the car outright because you had that much bread. Um, you shouldn't give the child, you shouldn't cash them out all $163,000, but it's called child support. So that means the money should go to the child. Granted, like she said, main man ain't paid his joint the whole time. Copy, but it's not called parent reimbursement. It's called child support. She is
Oh,
not
okay. So you're
entitled to
so
it.
you feel like the
Yeah,
child should get the money.
she's not entitled to any of it. Now you could be
Oh,
the adult
wow.
and say you could be the adult. You got to know who you laying down with. This is why you don't just be having kids with anybody. And if you end up with an ain't shit mom or dad, because my cousin had his 4 kids and mom moved to Tennessee, so I'm saying I've seen both ends of that. Uh, but if you lay down with somebody, that's kind of like the unwritten rules that you signed up for. As a man, you sign up for she can get pregnant and say she's keeping it, and I ain't got no say so. You can sign up for I had this baby and he said he wasn't with it, and now he ain't never did nothing for it. That's kind of like the unwritten rules that we both signed up for. Now, it ain't right. I'm not condoning it. I ain't saying that that's what I would do. But 24 and we got this amount of money, you cash them out like a little something, like you said, you give them 5,000, give them 3,000, just to see how dumb they're gonna be, and then maybe when they hit like 30, 28, depending on the maturity of your child, uh, you can tell them, hey,
So
I
let
left
me
this
make
for
let me
you.
make sure let's make sure that you got the full question though. This
Go ahead.
is this is a situation where it's not it's not the a payment. It's a lump sum back payment for the 18
Hold up, my
years
wife
that
want
the
to walk
child was a
past. I'm gonna turn my
child.
camera off, but I'm still here. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So they were so they the father hadn't paid his child support in 18
Right.
years or whatever number of years it was that he's got this back payment. So his final or not final, but his current arrears is 163,000. And like I said, this could be any amount. It doesn't have to be this particular situation of 163,000, but it's, let's say it's a large lump sum of money, and that back payment gets finally paid. So the question is is now that the child is fully taken care of, they're an adult now. If the back payment is paid, should it go to the parent, the custodial parent, or should it go to the child?
So again, it's called child support. It's not called parent reimbursement.
Okay.
Like
All
you're
right.
not
Just want to make
supposed to.
sure
You're not supposed to get.
you were
Yeah.
answering the right question. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like like I said, I'm not condoning the BS because both of my kids is by my wife.
Yeah.
So let's not have nobody listen to this and say like I'm saying that it's cool for you to skip out on your responsibilities. It's not. Um, but if for argument's sake, use me and my wife as an example. If she left tomorrow and I had to now raise my kids for the rest of forever, and then she I put her on child support, and the money comes, that's not my money. The money was never coming to do anything
I
for
got some
me.
rebut that, but go ahead.
The money was
Well,
there to help the child, to pay for your field trips and your clothes and all those things that goes with a child. They weren't there to make sure Hank could get a new sweatsuit or that I could get some sneaks because that's what I wanted. Like, no, it's not what the money's for. But that's why I said we talking a large lump sum of money. Yes, a young 20s, late teens, they're gonna blow it. They're gonna F that up. So I would
But see,
not
that's the part
advise
that I don't.
giving them
so
the
hold
money.
on, let me go first, Sonny. Let
Okay.
me get my say in. I know you want to say the same exact thing, but yeah. So when I posted this, I already had my opinion on this, but listening to some of the people what they were talking about, the biggest thing was a lot of people were saying about the child support being something that they would split, or the back payment, sorry, the back payment would be something they would split with their kid, or that they would help the kid out. And I thought that was great. That was very, very commendable of those parents. As well as some people were saying about how the kid being older, may need a jump start, may need something to get them going. Sonny had another couple of examples of things that maybe just now a great time for this kind of money to come in. I think you even mentioned, Hype, just a second ago, like the kid might get to an age where they may need a down payment on something, or they may need,
That's
so
down
it's
payment
something that they
money,
can
of
actually
course.
build a life off of, something like that. But this is the thing, and to rebut what you said, Hype, this is the thing. Child support is for the support of the child. It's not for the child's to go play with, to go have a great time on, to go, it's supposed to take care of the child's to financially assist in the support of the child, where things such as shelter, clothing, food, possibly for school, things of that nature is supposed to be able to be taken care of. Insurance. So there's several things that falls up under that this parent is required, the custodial parent is required to take care of, with that additional financial support from the non-custodial parent in order to support the child. The thing is that if my child or anybody's child has reached the age of maturity, the age of adulthood, the age of whatever, you could be 18, 19, 21, whichever one you want to choose. Usually most states designate 18 as the time when they reach age of maturity, and then child support requirements cease. 21 for some states, as far as I've heard. But bottom line is, if anybody's child has gone some amount of time without getting the proper financial support from a non-custodial parent, I feel that the custodial parent, being that they had to supplement that support with their own money, with their own time, or not time, but their own finances, their own assets, means that when that child support comes that was due prior to that child being 18, that money, yes, needs to be reimbursed to that custodial parent. The thing is this: if you are financially supporting the child and with the parent in the house, and you both are, taking care of all these things, because you're, let's say even if it's not a single bank account, but in regards to most people's children, it's not even a thought of a bank account. It's a thought of, we're both financially contributing to keep this house going, to keep the kid clothed, to keep the kid fed, things like that. You walk away, that means that now I have to supplement that. I have to put in on that. I have to make that whole. And that's what the court is doing with child support. The court didn't do this child support thing in order for you just to feel good, or just for you to say, well, I did something. It's because you were supposed to pay something. And on the flip side, it's not a punishment to the custodial parent, because somebody mentioned that in the comments on the group thing, was like, oh, well, if you chose to keep the kid, then you chose to take the financial responsibility. No, that's not how that works. Especially if the court says that this non-custodial parent owes money to the custodial parent in the form of child support in order to assist in the support of the child. It's called child support. It's not called child compensation. It's not called, give this kid some money so they can go play and have a good time. It's child support. So when the custodial parent finally gets that arrear, technically their money. They could choose to be a good parent, give them half, 75%, whatever they want to give them.
That's not even being a good parent. That's just choosing to give them something.
To that parent, it's not a requirement, and it's not that kid's money. That kid has been taken care of. They're 18. Now, if that kid was under 18, if he was 17 years, 364 days, and that 163,000 comes in, then hey, they gotta battle that out. They gotta battle it out. However they want to calculate that last day of his 18 years, they gotta battle that out. But once he hit 18, and I've done my 100% or whatever calculated it is, or everything that I supplemented that non-custodial parent didn't do, I'm due my reimbursement.
Yeah. So here's my thing with rebutting anybody's commentary about these kids. These kids' money, right? So my daughter's 18. She went to college. Most kids go to college. If your parent works a decent job, you're coming off some money. When my daughter enrolled into her college, I dropped probably $13,000 after I bought my house for her college. That's talking about room, board, the little lunch meal, like the meal plan, all that. I asked her that flat out. She was going to college, and I'm like, this is how much I got to pay out. But essentially 13,000. Just bought this house. I don't have 13,000 laying around. So what I had to do, I had to take a loan against my pension to cover that. Not only did I do that, I maxed out my credit card just to make sure she was covered, and not only making sure she got everything she needed for school, because whether or not he was assisting me, that was required of me. And he hasn't assisted me for pretty much all of her life. When that 2,100 or 2,400 hit my account, I didn't have to give her anything. What I could have did was pay off my credit card, or help pay some of the money that I'm still currently paying back for her, because I assist her. Not only do I still do that, she doesn't live with me, and I still assist her with her bills. So me being a parent doesn't stop when she's 18. I'm still taking care of her. So yeah, I did not have to give her anything of any money that I got, because I'm still currently paying back the money, the loan that I took out to help her, because her dad, when I told him this is what it was, he was like, well, let me see what I could do. And I saw that he could look at the message and never reply again. So when that money hit my account, unbeknownst to me, I was like, oh, what the hell? First I had to figure out where it was coming from, because I didn't understand why I got it. I was making sure that it was supposed to come to me. Trying to figure it out. Once I realized where it was coming from, I said, copy that. I sent her half and I kept the rest. I put some money on my credit card to pay it down, but I was never obligated to give her anything. Like to Willie's point, where if you're a parent that is a custodial parent that's been consistently taking care of your child for 18 plus years, because it doesn't stop when they're 18, you're still helping them. If you're that type of parent, I'm not. Yes, I would love to be like, yeah, depending on where she was at in life, I would love to give her more. But at the end of the day, I'm still helping her. So that money that I got anyway, even though I didn't give her all of it, I still was helping with certain things. I still was making sure she was covered. So if she come back to me in a week or two or a month or two saying, Mom, I need you to help me in this extra money, I got extra money put aside because I wasn't even expecting that. So I still got you. And at the end of the day, he has no concern about how in debt I was for her to go to school. He has not a concern in the world. And it's like, what would you like? I'm not going to get that back from you, but I still have to pay off this loan, and you're actively not helping me. You knew about it before I got it. You knew, like, I signed her up for every scholarship she could get to make sure I didn't have to cover. And then on top of that, I didn't let her take out her own student loan, which she could have did on herself, but then she would have had to pay that back. And we know our kids, like kids don't think about those types of things. So I did a loan against my employment where automatically comes out of my check. So there's no worry about messing up her credit to where she can't better herself going forward. Because I still was in that same process, making sure she kept her credit to where she needed to be. So when she go off financially, she's good. So yeah, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't obligated to give her shit. I did.
Yeah. So Chris says the kid has already been taken care of and paid for. It's the custodial parents' money. They are grown and been taken care of. He also said, I ain't splitting shit. It's my reimbursement. so what up, though, Chris? Appreciate you. What up, though?
I would still split now. Like if I got another lump sum, I still would split with her. I'm not like, be clear. I would do that, but I'm absolutely, for one, the damn sure ain't her money. For two, I'm not obligated to do them. I need neither one of those things. Will I do it? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I'm probably going to spend more than that with her, even though she's 21. I'm still going to be helping her with stuff. I'm still going to make sure she's covering the order. If she needs help, I got her. But I'm definitely like, that is definitely not her money. And she's never felt entitled to it. And it's definitely, if I give it to you, good luck. I'm going to make sure you're good.
Let's go ahead and get back to Hein. Go ahead, Hein.
All right. So again, it's not called, we all supposed to do the job of raising our kids, whether they 10 or they 60, they're still going to be your child. Regardless of how old they are, you still going to look at them like, I gave birth to you. I remember when you couldn't wipe your own ass. But nobody gives you a pat on the back for taking care of your own kids. Right. We all have the responsibility to take care of our kids. That's why I said in the beginning, if a dude or a woman decides that they don't want to handle their responsibility by taking care of that child, I don't then get to say, like, I need an extra pat on the back for doing what I have to do to take care of my child. And it's, again, unless they changing the name to custodial parent reimbursement, it's not what it's called. It's called child support. I get that the child has been supported all these years and now you've gone on, but the money is for helping with the child. In this case, like Sonny,
you're not a child no more. They're grown as adult.
Copy, but it's money in arrears. If they offered up some reparations from slavery, we're not going to say I wasn't a slave. We're going to take their money.
Nope. So that's different. That's different. Reparations is a retribution for past wrongs being done. It's the slave owners didn't promise slaves money. They didn't tell slaves, hey, since I'm taking care of you, I'm gonna pay you. I mean, since you're taking care of us and building all this stuff and doing this, I'm gonna pay you $500 and then now reparations is like, oh well, this is the $500 that they should have got. So the slave, if the slaves is here, we'll give the slaves the $500. Since they're not here, I'm sorry, we can't help you. That's not how it works.
No parent had a child and said that they was going to take care of them. Like,
okay,
there's
so
some people who have kids and they go like they gonna act just like they never had sex with that girl and that child doesn't exist.
So this is the thing, though. This is the thing. I knew you were going to say that, and this is the situation. The thing is that actually there is a reasonable there's a reasonable cause of, if you're the parent, the government expects you to take care of your child. There's no law against not doing it, to the point of if you're running around as a deadbeat and nobody has said you are legally responsible for doing this, they're not going to arrest you or anything. But the thing is, once you get in front of family court and a judge now says, okay, now that this is in front of me and this parent wants this other parent to be partially or in conjunction or fully responsible for the care and keeping of this child, that judge then can make it your legal responsibility. And that's what child support is, part, not even all, just part of your legal responsibility to that child. The reason why, if you don't pay your child support and you let it get in arrears and you don't check in with the court or get exceptions or whatever the case may be, you can be arrested. You could be arrested, put in jail, and charged.
You can also sign over your rights.
Your record because you haven't paid your child support. You are legally responsible for that child. Yes, you are.
So again, listen to what you said.
No. Okay. I'm gonna go to that next comment because you don't have to repeat yourself. I already know what you're saying.
No.
So
you go into family court because this individual, I'm saying to my wife, I need help to raise the kids, to pay for the things that are going to take to pay with my kids.
No, not that you need help. No, not that you need help, but that you want the court to specify what that parent's share of the support is. The court never says, and I've gone through child support, so I know how this works.
They don't ask you what you need and say, okay, I'm gonna give it to you.
The court does not say,
copy.
The court does not say, do you need help? The court says, what do you owe? What are you responsible for? A lot of people get this confused. Any court you go to, any family court you go to that is responsible, and sometimes it's not even the family court. Sometimes it's a separate division. Like here in Michigan, we call it friend of the court. So basically, that entity decides what your share of the responsibility is. It has nothing to do with if you need help. It has nothing to do with if you can't do it. It has nothing to do with, do you have enough to take care of this, and this? Although this kid is just extra, it has nothing to do with any of that. It all falls down to what your share of support is for that kid. Like in my situation, my share of support versus my ex-wife's share was more because, and this was the thing, she made significantly more money than I did. She had a house that I gave her. She had or not gave her, but gave up to her. She had, assets. I had assets. We neither one of us needed child support. But the court still, and it was actually here in Michigan, it's a requirement. You still have to go through the child support process, is that you still have to be assessed and determine what your share of financial support is for that child. And so that legal responsibility, regardless if that parent needed it or not, my ex-wife needs no money from me, none. However, the court made a decision based on their assessment that I was required to pay X number of dollars. Now, can she say yes or no to that? Yeah, she can. She could say, okay, nope, I don't need that, or whatever the case may be. Now, once she does that, now she's given up her right to that share. When she does that, or she's given up her ability to collect that share from me. But the thing is that if she would have said, yep, I want my whatever amount of money is, then I would be legally responsible for paying that, regardless of the fact that she don't need it. That I can pay it regardless.
Yeah, because that's the same situation for me. Like with my not necessarily with my daughter. With my son, my income is, there's no, at this current point in my life, there's no way that his dad will make more than me. I didn't even look. I don't want child support. I want you to take your child. Like I went there for strictly, this is what I want. I want him to have this scheduled time where he takes him. I don't need the money. Like, I don't even need that. What I would like is some dental coverage, because I'm tired of playing the dentist every time I go there. And I would like for you to take that goddamn child. I don't want your goddamn money. Like, I don't care. And even if I was to get child support from him, it will be at a minimum wage for New Jersey, because of my income is so up here, and his will never meet mine. There's never no 50. It will never be a 50-50 in our situation at all. It would not be that. And I never cared for the money, but they did make me do that part, because when I first filed for the paperwork, that's what they required me to do, like this. And they told me that once we settle things as far as the visitation and him taking him, then I could take that off. But I don't, for me personally, I was never that female that cared about money. Even with my daughter, I didn't care about money. I would rather you take her and spend time with her than for me to be, because you can spend your own money when you get her. I don't really care about it. My thing was, if you're actively choosing not to be around your child because of foolish reasons that has nothing, like, then I'm gonna see you in court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You okay, so you're gonna be like that? Copy. I ain't gonna argue with you. I'm not about to show out. I'm not gonna do none of those things. And he can tell you, oh, she don't do shit. I'm not with none of that. I ain't want none of them goofy stuff. You want to participate or not? Okay, copy. I'm gonna be over here. And when you get the paper, please don't holler at me, because we didn't have to go that route.
Yeah.
But there's people that do shit out of spite. So I get that. It's people that, and I think with men, they have a bad taste in their mouth about child support to begin with, because it's that negative connotation. But we talked about it on the podcast more. It looks better if a man goes to put himself on child support, because that's a lot of females that you could be giving. I know guys currently right now drop off $500 every time they get paid. Like, every time with no court or nothing, just dropping off $500. She can walk in that court. If you've been giving her cash all this time and you can't prove that it's her, whether you cash apping and they don't got her government and anybody can't tie it to her, she can say you ain't give her shit. And you've been busting your ass, and she been calling your phone, give you money. And I'll quick and tell them, go ahead and be on child support. You ain't even got to deal with that. It's written down, and I can guarantee if you got more kids, it's going to be less than what you was actually giving her, and it's kind of screwing herself. But I feel like when you look at it as a negative conversation, it could suck. But I think a lot of people get scared about it. Women too, that get scared about it and don't want to do it. And at the end of the day, like, I'm a person that if you don't got to be on child support, if I don't got to put you on child support, you could be a participant. That's cool. That's never my way to try to jam somebody up and have people checks garnished. Like, I be getting like a couple of dollars here and there, and it don't make no sense. But like,
let me interject real quick, just so I can go ahead and finish this and prove this point to you guys. I've been saving this up. And any woman, man, child, whoever has ever been on child support can attest to this. Here's the deal. Think about how child support works in terms of how child support payments are actually made and what you actually get after the net or the total amount is paid to whatever child support system you're using. Think about it like this. The amount of money that you get returned after a child support, what you get from a child support payment, based on what the man or the woman or whoever was the non-custodial pay into it is different. It's a different amount, right? Completely different amount. If me as a father put $500 into child support, what do you think my ex-wife would have got? Not $500. She would have never got $500, right? Now, some people will be like, okay, yeah, maybe they're taking out taxes. No, yeah, they do. They take out taxes. They also take out court fees. They also take out lawyer fees. They take out administrative fees. Now, that's not my point. The thing is this. If my ex-wife didn't have, let's say she did need assistance and she went to the government.
Yeah, right? You're only getting $50.
And they decide they want to do, we're going to give you, let's say $100 in food stamps, right? And they've been paying her $100 in food stamps every month for the last whatever number of years, right? And then I come through and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm trying to pay my arrears. Here's $5,000, right? I give them $5,000. Court's going to take their money out, their little administrative fees, all the fees, right? But then you know who's going to get next is the government. The government is going to be like, look, we helped take care of this kid. They're going to take all the money that you got in, not all of it, it's a percentage, but they're going to take a percentage of the money out that you got in government aid and take that back because they want to be reimbursed for their assistance in raising your child and supporting your child. They didn't help raise them. They didn't help take them to the park. They didn't help get them no J's. They didn't help. They assisted with necessities, which is the same thing that non-custodial parent was supposed to be assisting with. And that's why they come in before you as the custodial parent and they take their money back because it's reimbursement. It is. It's literal reimbursement for what that non-custodial parent failed to pay when they were supposed to pay it. Now, if you are up, on time or, only slightly behind and you never get in arrears, then no, there won't be any lump sums, and no, there won't be any no need to say this is for the kid, because then it's for the kid at that point. It's for whatever they need, to assist with the rent to pay or with the food or with the clothes. That's what it's there for. That is what it's there for when it's paid on time. But now if it hasn't been paid on time and somebody else has come in and supplemented that money, i.e. the government, i.e. some other, entity, i.e. the custodial parent, then any money that was paid in supplement to take up for what that arrears is has to be reimbursed. Simple as that. It's simple, man.
I think,
And the government definitely coming for their money.
yeah, but see, we can't pick and choose when the government is cool and when they're not cool, though, because these are the same people who approved me for a retirement annuity at 22 without my consent, gave me an income tax check for $154, told me for 2 years we're gonna send you the difference of the money and you accrued all this interest on the money that we effed up and took, and then sent me, what was it, like an extra $27 or something, and then at the end of the year sent me, make sure that you put that $27 in so we can tax that, even though we effed up that whole situation. I feel like
Yeah.
with this topic is, it's kind of a difficult topic to talk about without using your own personal experience with it, because all you can go off is the experience that you've had with family court, like, different cities, different the way things run. But
Mhm.
you gonna always just, you gonna, I mean, we always see everything through the lens of the glasses that we got.
Right.
So it's like I said, to me, uh I don't think that you, the parent, needs to be reimbursed for taking care of your child. I think that if you got this money to take care of your kids, then that's where the money should go. Now, and again, you don't give a kid a lump sum of money because that would just be stupid. I've seen too many people blow money.
But why
I've
not?
seen too
Because you're
many.
saying in your logic, you're saying that this is the child's money. So if you're saying that, why would you then say no? Don't. I'm not gonna give you the whole thing. Like if it's yours, I don't even like if that's the logic. I don't even want it in my account. You say can go do whatever you want with it. Like if that's the logic of if I
You
felt
don't
the
have
same
to.
way you felt, I would feel
You don't
like all
have to
right, so
leave it
this
in
is
your
this ain't my
account.
money because for most I know parents that I know parents that do that. I know parents that collect child support and they don't even collect it. Like because at one point when I was collecting my child support currently for my daughter, the little bit of crumbs I was getting, I would get it in my account and then I would send it to my daughter. But at some point, it was getting sent automatically to her account. I know some parents that send that current child support directly to their kids' account, even whether they're in college or not, just to help them. So, like with that logic, I would feel like if you felt like that money belongs to that child, you're already setting direct deposit up to go to that child's account, so you don't even see it.
I
Why
don't
would I
see the
want it?
reason why. Because we got to think logically here. How many of us know an 18-year-old that got cashed out because something happened, and by the time they was 19, they had nothing to show for it?
That could happen even with child support.
I
I
mean,
could be giving
I'm
you that money, getting whatever it is a week, and you out here still asking me for stuff, and I know that money hits every week at this certain day,
but
and you
a
still
lump
doing dumb
sum,
shit with it.
a couple $100 a week and a lump sum is two totally different things. If we talking about a six-figure number that we gonna give a kid fresh out of high school, we know they're gonna f that up. It's not smart on the parents because it's gonna hit the parents' account. But just because it hit your account don't mean you can't put it in a different account.
But that's why I
It's not
say
smart
it doesn't even have
it's
to hit
not.
your account. You could set it up to go directly to the
Oh,
Yeah,
kid.
set it. Yeah,
oh,
you
wait,
can
wait, wait,
set up
wait,
a
wait.
different
But hold
account.
on, hold on, hold
That's
on.
what you
But
should do. But
this is the
you
thing too,
can't give,
though.
if you can give the kid that money, but you know, as the person with more experience in your 40s, 50s, however old the parent would be, the parent knows that this kid is going to f up this money. And again, like I said, I know too many people who got bred at 18. I know a girl who her mom and her dad died in a car accident. her aunt raised her as her daughter, and then when she turned 18, they said, "I'm not your mom. These not your brothers and sisters, and here's the money from your mom and your dad dying." That's a whole lot to put on an 18-year-old.
Right,
I
right.
know, like I know too many people who got case money at 18 and by 19 they ain't have nothing, like, and they still was
Right.
living at their mom house. That's why I said I wouldn't just cash them out with a lump sum.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And then too, this was my other thing about that situation too, was that the thing is this is that if that was that kid's money, if that was, for that kid specifically, and they're an adult, then why doesn't it go to them directly? Why doesn't the friend of the court or the child support people also, why would, when you get that
It
money,
can be
why would
done.
why would it now have to come out of your taxes, that you have to claim that on your taxes? I don't think they really take a lot out for the taxes, but you would have to claim that on your taxes as the parent, not the kid. The kid don't have to claim that on their taxes. And if you gave it to the kid, it's considered a gift. No matter how big the sum is, or I think there's a cap, but
Yeah, I think, but that's why I said once they turn. So for my daughter, like once she turned 18, I was like, even the non-custodial parent can go and say, okay, well, can we set this money up to go into my child's account, because now they're grown, not necessarily grown, but grown, right? Yeah. You can do that. You can choose to have that option. They're going to be like the same way if my daughter's dad dragged me in for a decrease, I have to say yay or nay. There, if he drags me to court and say, I want to make sure that this money's going to my child, can we set it up to their account? It says yay or nay. So now, if that's like I said, if that's the mindset of that child, that money goes to the child only, and it's not the custodial parent is not entitled to it. If we got people thinking that way, then I say go to the court and have it set up once they're 18. But in that same token, while you're doing this and choosing that you want your money, to make sure your money's going to this sole kid and not their parent, because a lot of that, oh well, I don't want her spending it on this, that, and the third, which is most likely like dudes. I done heard stories. You're trying to pay for your hair to get done, this, that, and the third. Like dudes and said some stories about some baby moms doing this, that, and the third. So okay, so if you so concerned to make sure that your child gets that money, go to the court when they're 18 and request that money be sent to an account that only the kid can get access to. And in the same token, when that back thing drop, that's where it's going. So it's nothing of where my money went. Yes, the kid can go spend it and be unproductive with it, but at the end of the day, all that could be done in writing. So that way, it's not there's no misconstruing and saying that this child got that money, or that the parent got that money. Rather,
Chris said that people don't realize that child support is more than money. It's about supporting your child mentally and physically. That's true. There was one other comment I wanted to read. So he said his last comment is, in his opinion, if you've never been through it yourself, you won't understand, as with anything. And I think that's kind of similar to your comment, Hype, about, you use the information you have in front of you. You take it through the lens that you know. And I think that's the thing, is that I think that, child support, it's not only just has a bad connotation, like Sonny was saying. I think it's been weaponized, and that's the problem, is that the weaponization of child support and the weaponization of children in general has caused, especially custody of the child, has caused such disgruntledness in terms of how it's handled and how and what it means and how people approach it. So I think that's the bigger issue here, right? Because
people are traumatized by
it. Exactly, people are definitely traumatized and triggered. There was a comment on the group where someone was talking about their current situation. I didn't even want to comment or respond to the comment, because I felt like this is his viewpoint and picture of his real life. So I'm not going to invalidate his point or his feelings, because that's what he's actually going through. This is just a scenario. But to talk about how somebody is going through their life, what they feel about this situation, and what's been done to them using the weaponization of that child, the weaponization of child support, the weaponization of child custody, it's I'm just definitely not a fight. I'm about to fight, and I'm not about to
because you got
try to make a point, because that's affecting his real life. So I definitely feel that and I think to Haim's point, to your point, when a kid gets to an age and they can make use of that money, I think it is the right thing to do from a good parent standpoint, because I know for sure my kids, they get money from their mom, they get money from my mom, they get money from all kinds of different sources, but they can still come to me and be like, I need a Kit Kat. I'm going to buy them a Kit Kat. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if I think that's what they need right now. I'm not going to deny them just because I know they got $12 from they grandmother yesterday, or they got $20 from their mother, or they got whatever. Like, well, go buy Kit Kat with their money. I'm not going to do that to them. Of course, I'm going to be like, oh, you know what? You over my house? You know, go grab whatever you want out the fridge. I'm buying pizza today, whatever it is. You know, we're going to do what's right for our kids in our own eyes and how we want to do it. You know, so I definitely agree that, you know, the right thing to do is to assist, to you know, make a way to be that stronghold, that backdrop for your kid. But if you decide you don't want to, I'm not about to be mad at you either at the same time. And not that you don't want to, you may not be able to, because I definitely saw a clear picture of a situation where there was someone who did something similar what Sonny was talking about. They took loans out, they did all kinds of switching and swapping, they did things in order to ensure their child's success. And they did finally get that windfall that was needed. They couldn't pass that along to that child. They couldn't take hundreds of thousands of dollars and give it to that child in order to say it's for the child. They already did that part. They did be up above and beyond. They needed that money to now make them whole, to get them back to where
definitely
they
get
need
the
to
lump
be,
sum, bitch. I'm
because
definitely paying my credit card off because I'm tired of it.
They had done everything because the person decided they wanted to be a deadbeat for a while, and then finally, you know, came through. So, you know, let's go.
I definitely need to drop my money. I'm putting it right on my credit card. Thank you.
Yeah.
I paid it off. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. We're going to talk about this.
Hold up. Before we move on, again, we get $163,000. You got 3 kids. All that money is not going to this one child. Like, when that bread hits the account, you're spreading that wealth across for everybody.
But see, that's it. But see, this, and that's one problem I had, because here's my problem with that statement. So if you have a house, live in a house, pay rent, pay any type of financial thing, I'm sorry, I can't cut out a portion of that money just to cover your child. The rent is whatever it is. So say if I got that 163,000, whatever. Okay, first for me as a parent, I'm paying off. If I'm staying there for a year and I'm renting, paying off a year worth of rent. I ain't even worried about it. I'm paying off whatever programs or whatever functions y'all was doing, soccer, football, whatever, that's paid up for the rest of the year. I'm paying whatever else needs to be paid for that child. Also, I'm putting food in the house that feeds everybody. I'm not buying food for one child because it's just their money from their dad. If I got I got 2 baby daddies, I'm not.
Yeah, no,
I was never that person. So that stuff, PSNG, if you were back behind because you were struggling, you need to pay current some electric bills, that cover that. If you need to get your car fixed and you've been trying to get fixed because you got to take everybody to practice, drop them off to school, take them to their friend's house, take them to the mall, do all this goofy shit, that covers. I'm not like, so how do you single out what portion goes to that one kid?
Literally, how do you single that out?
Like, I'm not saying like, I'm not
that's
like,
the most
I get what you're saying
statement,
about.
I mean, in my opinion, I'm sorry, in my humble opinion, that's the most immature statement I hear deadbeat fathers say all the time. It's so immature, just so.
How do you? It's a household.
Like, that's because they don't know any better. They've been told to say that. They've been told that. They've heard that. I just feel like it's immature. So
this is why I feel like, and this is why I said to.
Well, that's what the father is saying when he says something
the guy
like
in
that.
the group.
Oh, this is for my kid. Don't. Okay, I'm not going to go buy all these other kids Jordans. I promise that. But if I put it on our rent, how am I split off? This is only for just one kid rent. Thanks. Like, no, it don't work that way. This rent getting paid.
This is why I said to the guy in the group, because he was saying how he helped.
We can talk about this all night. Let's go ahead and move on. That actually wasn't the question, but let's move on to the next question. This question came up. This is not going to fit everybody, but definitely if you're in the comments and this is your situation, the question is, what caused you to become a single parent? And I just wanted to quickly touch on this because I think we all have either seen people in situations, and I think this is like kind of related in terms of like how people end up in situations, because there's like always this, what's the word? There's always this sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the word, but basically like this stigma of being a single parent and how you got there. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that it's not always a cut and dry of like sleeping with the wrong person or being in a, or having a deadbeat parent
You
on
could
the
be
other
married and
side,
then be
that
a
kind of
single parent
thing.
while in the marriage, but
Well,
just,
that's actually my next question. That's my next question. That's why I wanted to preface it with this question first. I think that when it comes to what causes a person to be a single parent, I think we definitely have to consider like, is it from a failed relationship, failed marriage, death in the family? Could it be a separation because of whatever the case may be? Could be a happy home, but they now are separated. Now that person's and so that's the thing with this is what qualifies you as a single parent.
So I think what qualifies you as a single parent is a person that's taking care of a child most like basically by yourself. So for my situation with both, so for my daughter's dad, we had met and he wasn't staying in New Jersey that long. He wasn't. The idea was he was up here. His visit was extended from where he was living, and he was up here. And we had met each other on one of his visits up here. But he stayed up here for like almost a year and some change, but wasn't staying like for the long haul. So we met and we was just hanging out, and life be life, and he ended up going back. And once he went back to where he lived, that's when we found out that I was pregnant. So when he came back up here, we tried to make it work. But in the time that our situation was very, very odd. But when he came back, I had to, we had lost touch. I couldn't get in touch with him, whatever. So I had to, when we re-linked, I had to like, hey, I was pregnant. This is your daughter. Let's sort this out, whatever. And at that point, when he came back, he had already met someone, had been in a relationship with that person, and was trying to see where that was going. So it was like, yeah, this is your kid, but you already got this going on. So that was that, and it was what it was. So I wasn't, it didn't work out for us. When my son's dad, it was a little bit different. Me and his dad actually tried. We were trying to be together. Just weren't. We were trying to be together for quite a while, and it's life be life, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be, and that's fine. I don't hate him; he doesn't hate me, not that I know of, and it is what it is. But I was one of them people that I wasn't going to be. I know a lot of people that were with people just because they had kids by them, and I did not want to be that person. I don't want to be with somebody just because I'm pregnant. I even said that to my son, dad. Like, I don't want to be with you. I don't want you to want to be with me because I'm pregnant. I want you to want to be with me because you want to actually be with me. That's why, well, after we had our son, we decided to be in a relationship, and we was in there for a little bit, like probably a year or two, and it was like, all right, we better off as friends and sort this out. So for me, it was the reason why I became single. And like I said, my kids are 11 years apart. But I was a single parent with my daughter mostly because her dad he wasn't around consistently enough to be for what my idea was for me not to be a single parent. It was mostly me the entire time. He will pop in when he so choose. And I was the person that did everything from the ground up. Whereas with my son's dad, I wasn't a single parent for a minute, and then I, became a single parent later on. So it was like, all right. So, but like, I mean, life happens. So as much as we want things to be, and you think that it's going to be something different, it just sometimes it doesn't work out that way. You can know a person, love a person, be with a person. I know people that were with people for years, married or in a whole relationship with them for years, and then they had kids, and they left. They didn't work out, and they became a single parent because that parent decided that I'm not, like, if I'm not with you, I'm over here.
Right.
So,
yeah. Oh, Hank, are you there still?
Yeah,
Okay,
my bad.
we'll
I had to go help fix the TV.
Oh, gotcha. So what's your take on this? What do you think qualifies as a single parent?
Hold up, y'all. My screen went down.
Mm.
What the hell happened?
Okay, we can come back to you. No problem. No
There
problem.
we go. All right, I'm good now.
Oh, you good? Okay.
Yeah, my bad. Um,
Yeah.
go ahead. I heard what Sonny was saying. Now,
Yeah. Yeah. So so
I think
so so who do you think can call themselves a single parent?
it's all about the partner. It's all about the person that you had a baby with. You
Mhm.
really like can't just be laying down with anybody having babies by them. You really kind of need to do homework on somebody if you want to get them pregnant. And now my man told me this like I was like late teens. I can't have a baby by a girl who didn't graduate from high school because what is she teaching your kids sitting at the table doing that homework?
Mhm.
And that was one of them things that was like shit. I never thought about that. Like at that
Mhm.
point now, I wasn't having no kids or nothing, but like you kind of got to know that person inside and out before you decide to have a baby with them. Before like now, like Study said, shit happens sometime, but that's why you can't be just doing everything with everybody. You got to be careful in them situations. Me and my wife was she was what 15 we started talking, and she was I don't even know what probably like 22 I think when my daughter was born.
Mhm.
So like we had conversations about kids. I'm Muslim, she's not. What we gonna do about holidays, religious stuff? Like you gotta have all those conversations so that once we're here and once shit gets real, because it's one of them things I always tell people. My nephew is 6 months older than my daughter. So my brother says, coming from the hospital, having my nephew, um, cab driver says to him, "You have baby, my friend?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Everything will change now." He said, "No, not with her. Like I don't think she really gonna be like that." He said, "Trust me, my friend. I have 8 kids. Everything changes now." My brother told me that, so that
Mhm.
once everything changed, it was like, "Oh shit, he was right."
Mhm.
When it happened, I had the expectation that that was going to happen. Okay, this is how we found out if we really like each other. Like Sonny said, you could be married 25 years and really be alone. Like
Mhm.
just because you're married don't mean that you're in a successful relationship. It just means that you got somebody with you. Good for you. You got somebody to go to movies with, or maybe you don't. But
Right.
having a kid with somebody finds out if you really like this motherfucker. Because that first year, we both dead tired. If it's our first child, if we young, we don't know what the fuck we doing. And we're both petrified that the other one is gonna break this baby, gonna drop this baby. And the first time they cough 3 times, you going like, what the fuck? We gotta go to CHOP. My bad, that's Children's Hospital here. Like, because I was like, I don't know, the head is a little soft and like it's just too
Mhm.
much of a panic and a worry. And if you don't really know this person and don't know how they react under pressure, don't know how they gonna deal in these situations, you don't know what their home life was like, you don't know how they was raised. If you don't know all of this type shit, once shit gets real and we tired and we both been up for 2 weeks, because you might physically be here with the baby and I might be doing three triples because I'm trying to make sure I got all the money to pay for all the formula and shit. Like
Mhm.
that's why I always say the jobs be equal, they just be different. Or it could be
Right.
that the dude is home and that the girl just had a baby and she's already back at work because she makes way more than you. Like that's when you find out like too much out about the person and when shit gets that real and some people can't handle it and them situations might be best for y'all to be apart. Because some people shit, how do you tell somebody like I think you're a bad mom? I think you're
Mhm.
a bad dad. You are a better boyfriend or a better sidekick or a better sneaky link than we are together. Like
I
those
think
those
people be
hard
knowing that in real
conversations.
life though. Like
Knowing
Right.
it,
they know they like
people,
you
but
you ain't shit.
Right.
knowing it and expressing it is two totally different things.
Mhm. Yeah. So once they be once somebody I guess to go back to the other question, the second question, I had this question up when you were talking, but you were more answering how do you become a single parent, and that's a lot of people end up because they like you said they discover that they don't really like that
Discovering,
person or they don't
yeah,
really they're not really into them. So that was a good point. When people are out here saying that they're single parents, do how do you feel about them saying that based on their actual situation, either it being you know them having another co-parent either in the house, outside the house, uh, assistance from somebody. How do you feel about that? What do you think qualifies them to say that they're a single parent or not?
like Sonny said, you don't have no assistance from the other partner. You can't
Mm-hmm.
say me and Sonny got a baby together. I pick him up from school every day, like keep him home, keep him with me at the crib because she don't get off till 8. And like you talk about you a single mom. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you're a mom who's single, but
You're
you're
right.
not a single parent. So like them situations be different. Like you have to really like be like, oh no, I ain't seen that nigga in 3 months. He's only seen her 4 times and she's 12. Like
Mhm.
that's a single parent.
Mhm.
Like not I have a that's what I'm that's copy, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like
right.
that's not
Definitely.
the
We
same
taking your
thing
word for it,
as
man. We got you. We got you.
that's not the same thing as like me and my baby mom are cool. We have a rapport where we understood that we were better friends than husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. Like we got a dynamic where it'll work for us to be on an even accord for the child. If we making the best decisions for the child, that's how you have them situations where she said like, man is just cashing her out $500 and we ain't have to go to court. It's because we was on a good rapport with each other. Like all
Mhm.
relationships ain't gonna work out, and that's cool. But we have to keep the focus on the focus. The focus is the child and making sure that the child gets the best care for the child, not about I don't like her, or I don't like him, or I'm gonna use him, or I'm gonna use her. That's not what none of this should be about. And that's where people be like just wanting to be down because it'd be like you
Yeah.
talking about some shit that you don't even understand because that's not even your situation. Their dad comes and gets them every fucking 3 years,
Yeah.
right? Like
They be
he
like,
go
I
and
be
get them because
struggling.
he take them to
I'm just a
school.
single parent. No, you're not. You get help. You get a break. I don't get that. I
Yeah,
don't
Right.
get that.
and you as you recall, I did an episode where I said the break is when you go to the bathroom or when you take the long way home from work.
Not
Those are
even
the
that.
breaks as parents.
Listen, I be at work. They're like, "Sweet, you need a ride?" No, I don't need a ride. I'm gonna walk home because I don't want to
Right.
get to my house
Yeah.
and look at people kids. When I get if somebody kids gonna be at my house, I gotta take care of them. I'm gonna take that 15-minute walk. I know I 5 minute drive. I got 15 minutes. I'll walk. Don't worry
So,
about me.
so what do you guys
Shouts out
think
to my
about?
man Bruce Leroy. Hold up, my man Bruce Leroy said, "I heard you say that on the episode, bro." He said, "I ain't gonna hold you. I started going left to get home instead of right. I get stuck in a couple red lights." He
Exactly.
like,
Yeah, I listened
sometimes
to
I
that
just got to keep it
episode. It was
Going to
personal.
work
perfect.
is a break for me. Listen, them 7 hours is real. Thank you.
And that was the thing. I listened. It's sorry about that, Chris. Yeah, we kind of got off on a tangent. Because when I was thinking he was going, it was making his way to this other question, but I got us back on track. But yeah, the thing was this is that when I heard that episode, I was thinking the same thing. Like I was thinking opposite a little bit because when you said that your break is you don't get a break, like you don't deserve a break or something like that, and I was like, no, you deserve a break and this, that, and the other. But then I thought about from the context you're saying, it's like basically like, no, everybody needs to be all in on this kid. And if you want that break, take a little extra in the bathroom, take a little extra on the way home. But when it comes to that kid, you're supposed to be all in. And that made more sense to me. And that's the one thing I like about, either listening to podcasts or being on this podcast and having these discussions, because you get that different perspective and what certain things really mean and what certain people are thinking that may give you a different perspective. But yeah, definitely, like Chris was saying as well, and both of you were just talking about, like, just because you're not with your ex doesn't make you a single parent. You're just raising the child on your own.
Hmm.
So I think that if you are definitely, not getting any assistance from that other parent, if you're not getting any kind of assistance from, to be able to take breaks and have
Yeah, I'm about to say
downtime
because you
whenever
can get
you like,
assistance once in
especially
a blue.
whenever you want, just the onesie twosies. I understand, like you said, the extra ride home. I understand if you're paying for daycare, then I don't think that counts as a true break. Because most of the time you're paying for daycare so you can go to work. So you still got
And
to go to
daycare
work.
high as mortgage.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
CCIS.
But that's the thing is that once you're getting actual assistance from that other parent, like they're like you said, Hank, they're picking them up on the weekends and doing a week by week with you, or 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or you got this is mine, and you guys can tell me if you agree or disagree. If the grandparent is picking that kid up 3-4 times a week and got that kid 4-5 hours, and you getting that break from that grandparent, I feel like you can't claim single parent on that either.
That part
Because,
too. I feel like I feel like so I don't.
no,
It's like a because my mom was like that with my daughter. So with my
yeah,
daughter, my mom like because I didn't send my kids everywhere. Even when I had my son, my mom was the babysitter before she passed. So it was like if I did, my mom used to have to call me and be like, can you get my grandkids because you ain't like what you doing. She used to do that, but she helped a lot, especially with my son before I put him in daycare. she had him. Like I was going to visit my son. So for me, I was a single parent because because his dad was around then. So I can't say I was a single parent at that moment with him. But with my daughter, I probably definitely I feel like her dad popped in when he so choose randomly, or whatever. So for her, I definitely was a single parent. With my son, not so much, because I felt like in the earlier years of his life, his dad was there, like getting him, taking him, like all that stuff. It didn't change until later. So for me, it's like at that particular time, I couldn't say that I was a single parent. I could say I was a single parent of my daughter because her dad wasn't.
So before Haim comments, I just want to make sure I quantify what I'm trying to say about the grandparents and sometimes the aunts and uncles is that I'm not saying like the grandparent that's like, oh yeah, drop the kid off when you're on your way to work. I'm not talking about that grandparent. I'm talking about the one that's like, oh, you want to go out on the weekend? Oh yeah, drop the kid off anytime you want, and they picking them up, constantly. They see it, they got the kid more than the parent do. Because I definitely know some people who probably spend about 2 hours a week with their kid, and the grandparents have the kid the rest of the time, but will be in a heartbeat tell you that, oh yeah, I'm a single parent. Now, yeah, you may be a single parent by the term parent, but you got assistance, and you can't claim you don't have assistance that you're raising this kid alone when you literally getting
my mom had a baby more than you.
The vast majority of your assistance from family or friends. I knew somebody
that basically had a kid. Kid didn't have a room or nothing. That kid was at everybody's house except for theirs all the time. And so for me, you can't say you're a single parent because you don't even you a single deadbeat on the low. I don't never see your kid with you. So for me, it's like
unless you work.
I know some deadbeat moms that don't never have their kids.
Yeah, unless you work in 16 and have no choice. Yeah, unless you work in 16s and have no choice, go for it. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yo, why y'all coming at my cousin like this, man? I wish you was listening to this shit.
I ain't coming at cousin. I ain't coming at your cousin. I ain't said nothing. I'm just agreeing that.
Y'all hit her with 2 leg shots, then a wiggy. That's really that's your village. Like we all know that it takes the village to raise them.
Your village can't raise your kid 24/7 while you had, like he said, I know people that legit, like he said, 2 hours with their kids when 1 week. You're a deadbeat. Let's not say that's not a village. That's somebody else raising your kid, and you a part-time a pop-in parent.
I'm time stamping this one so that I can send this to somebody.
I'm just saying, like, from my standpoint, you're not you're not that child's parent. That grandparent is the parent.
Ooh, please let me know.
Kid probably don't got a room in the house that you stay in. Talk to them, you're a single parent. Where that kid live at?
Go ahead and let him finish, son. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, yeah. Now, if I still don't have no help from the mom, then I'm gonna say I'm still a single parent. Mm-hmm. I'm not like
community property, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I got my mom or my aunt, my cousin. Like, for example, if you got me and Willie cousins and his son go to the same school as my son, and can you pick him up because I don't get off? Like, that's the way shit was always supposed to go. But that don't mean that shit he ain't seen his mom in 3 months, or like, you know what I'm saying, she hasn't got her hair done, or her and her mom don't have anything in common. She don't know her teacher name and all of that type of shit. So like I would say, yeah, that's more the village, but you still definitely can be a single parent. You just got some assistance. It's just not the assistance of the person who's obligated. Because at any given time, cousin who you getting to pick them up can say, oh no, I can't do it, or I'm not going, or grandmom or aunt or any of those people are not obligated to do anything. So at any given moment, you say the wrong thing, showed up too late too many times, they could just say, look, we done. And now you're on your own. So yeah, I would still say that classifies you as a single parent. You just got a village.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree that it's definitely a village situation when you're getting that supplemental assistance, because like you said, sometimes you need somebody to pick your kid up. Sometimes you need, that 1 weekend away or whatever. All the time you need daycare, or night care, depending on what time of day you work, So I definitely feel like that still qualifies you as like, I'm doing this on my own, because the other 6 hours a day that the kid woke, the other weekends that the kid is just be here with me, 45 weekends out the 52 weeks in a year. You're a single parent at that point, because you doing the vast majority of all the work all alone. You good at delegating and maneuvering and making it work, but you doing that, right? That's what you doing. You making sure this happens. Now, now I'm not saying that I'm trying to take anything away from people that say, my thing is just people that wear it as a badge of honor, as if they're doing, what was you saying earlier, Hank? Like they want that pat on the back because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? And it's not that
I feed my kids every day.
Huh?
I feed my kids every day.
Are you supposed
to?
Right.
Right. I give my kids everything. Right. And it's like, yeah, I'll definitely commend you for tackling this without the other parent that's supposed to be there, right? I'll commend you for that. But I'm not patting you on the back because you was like, yeah, I was able to do this all on my own, knowing that you had support from your grandma, from the father, from the father's parents, from all these other people. And it's like, I'm glad you did your part, but but some people like to blow it out like, I did this all on my lonesome, I did this all by myself, nobody helped me. And it's like, but are you sure about that?
That's one thing I do. I miss my mama because my mama was that person. Like she used to I would definitely get a break. If I could get a break with Zay, oh my God, I probably just go away on vacation and sleep for like 7 days and wake back up like, all right, I could be a parent full time again.
Right.
But I know, but for me, that my mom was that person. Like she would be, helping me, give me a break at least. I feel like even with my daughter, I like to give her breaks. I had my grandbaby, like even my grandbaby, I tell her all the times I bring that goddamn baby to my house every day. But I love her, love my grandbaby. But like I'm not raising this baby. I'll help you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I help y'all. You little.
Right, we got time for one more quick one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is another one from the and that last set of questions, that was from one of our viewers. That was from Tan. She was also part of the group as well. So make sure you guys get over to join the conversation group, because questions like this always pop in from our viewers, always pop in from our fans. So make sure you guys do that. This next question, this came from one of our join the conversation group members as well. And I thought this was an interesting question. At first I was like, I almost felt like it was an automatic answer, but then I thought about it like, no, I definitely enjoyed seeing some of the responses and some of the other viewpoints. But definitely wanted to ask the question here and just make sure the audience that watches us on Mondays got a chance to answer this as well. If you are in a relationship and you decide you want to get married and you go to that person, you propose, and they say no, is that a reason enough, especially if they say no and they don't want to be married, is that reason to end the relationship? Is that a reason to end the relationship? So what do you think, Sonny?
So I'm at a I don't know point of this one, because so I'm not proposing to anyone. Let's get that out of the way. I'm not proposed to anyone. But if I have been engaged one time in my life, say yeah, and he was out here humping everybody around, so that ended. But if a dude was to propose to me, hopefully somebody in a relationship when I actually liked it, whatever the case may be, if he proposed to me and I said no, I would explain to him why I'm saying no. Mm-hmm. And he can do whatever he so choose at that point, to why I'm saying no. If I just met you and you talking about, hey, let's get married, and like we've been dating for like 3 weeks and you ask me to get married, you should know why I'm going to say no. So it shouldn't be the end of the relationship. You should just stop being dumb. You shouldn't ask me 3 weeks in. Like, that's just weird, whatever. Mm-hmm. But we're talking like we got 2 years in and I say no to you. It's a reason I said no. But at the same time, I feel like if I said no, it's something that's telling me that, because what are we dating for? I don't want to be a special friend in the old bit. I would like to be your spouse. So for me, if I say no, that's in a relationship for me, because it's something but then I'm like, why would I even get to that? I don't know. Like, how would we get to that point if we're having problems? You can't just propose to me and think that I'm gonna say yeah. Some people just do nonsense. Don't do it in public. It might not work out for you depending on where we're at in our relationship. We may be trying to fix some shit and you try to propose to me in the middle of us fixing it and we ain't fix it, and I said no, because we still got to work on what we need to work on. That may work, but I definitely, for me, probably would tell you why I'm saying no. So
Yeah.
it may be the end of the relationship or may not be. But for me, if I say no, it's probably not the end. It's probably like we need to work on some shit before I'm comfortable with saying yeah.
Yeah. Chris said maybe they feel it's not time or they are not mentally ready. Depends on the reason. And he
Yeah.
said that's definitely a hell of a step. Hank, what's your thoughts?
In order for us to get to the situation where I'm proposing, we've had this conversation, uh, knowingly or unknowingly. I've thrown enough stuff out here at you. You've thrown enough at me that we're on the same page if we want to get married or we don't want to get married. And the minute that you get down on that kneecap and look up at this girl and she says no, or I've been proposed to myself a few times. No kneecap situations, but you know. The minute that you say no, it means we're not on the same page and we're not looking for the ultimate same thing. We have a miscommunication somewhere, and these are irreparable differences. We can't come back from this. Not to me, because it's like I said, for me, I know I've done enough. We did enough talking about all of this to the point where we understood that this is where we both wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if you said no, like, ooh, the hit to your pride
Especially if you did
alone
it in public and she said
requires
no.
no. It All right. So full disclosure, my wife and kids, they had this thing called Sweethearts Day on my wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when I know I'm gonna propose,
Oh,
I
the TV
say,
show.
all
Got you.
right,
Okay.
yeah. So my wife, I say, all right, this weekend is sweet. Like whatever the date is gonna be. I give the date in my phone, but whatever. This is gonna be Sweethearts Day. I'm saying this because I want her to be dressed, everything done, because I know I'm gonna propose this night. And in my head, I'm not the. I hate people who pull out your phone. Sonny is Willie's proposing to Sonny, and I'm at my table and I'm gonna pull my phone out and take pictures of it and go live and all. Why am I doing that? I don't know these people. These are two
Mm-hmm.
random ass people over here. What am I doing? In my head, that's not what I wanted to have going on because I was just gonna do it at the restaurant, at dinner and all of that. So I just say, fuck it, because I don't want that to be the situation. We upstairs in the house, me, her, and my daughter. I got down and I hit her with the Martin. You plotted, you schemed, clank, clank, you got me. I will marry you. Damn, are you happy now? And that was how I proposed.
That was how you promote. Oh,
Lord.
wow. Okay.
So so romantic.
I know, right? Hey, that's a romantic gangster for you. I
Yeah,
mean,
I would want
she know
I
what you
would
signed up for.
yeah, I think I wouldn't want a
And I
guy to
got
do like a
suspicion
big
she
to
said
do.
yes.
Yeah. I don't think I would want a guy to
Actually,
do a big to do
so
and have everybody there because if I say no, it's gonna hurt your man pride. Do it with me solo. Take me out solo and we can come back and tell everybody, hey, we got engaged or
see the
whatever.
thing
Don't
about
do that in
having
person.
everybody there is I rob you of the moment to tell you and your mom or you and your girlfriend to have that moment. If I call them and say, "Hey, I'm gonna propose. I need all y'all to be at the park at 3 o'clock," like that takes that moment away from you. So that's
Mhm.
not. I don't think that's fair of you to do that to the other person because like that's a big deal. Like I remember we did. This is another drink. We did like a fake. I did like a fake proposal. We went to AC. Was getting one of those breaks. Grandma got my daughter and we in the gift shop and I bought her this fake ring and I said, what if we told everybody we got engaged? So she posts this ring and it was like Easter, I think. So everybody going to my aunt house the next day and man, niggas started DMing me. Oh, your dad would be so proud. I'm like, my dad is dead. Why are you bringing him up? This was a joke. This ring was cost me $28. This was fake as shit. Like it was funny as all hell. But when she told her mom, then she damn near had she damn near had a heart attack. Like so that
Lord.
once we told her the real joint, it was just like, so is y'all playing this time or is you for real?
Oh, right, right.
Lord, they ain't want to believe you. Yeah.
They right. They didn't want to believe it. But yeah, Chris said, "You're right, Sonny. That's a very intimate moment." He said, "Yeah, and I'd just be like the barber next."
Hey yo.
So yeah, so I definitely felt the same way after going back through the comments and looking at the perspectives of it. One thing that I did agree up front was that I definitely felt like this was a conversation that should have been had already. This is a conversation or understanding that should have been cemented. Like, you don't just jump up and decide you want to be proposing to somebody marriage without them saying or giving you some idea of what they want to do in this relationship, be it be married, be it just continue to work on issues, or maybe they don't even want that from you. Maybe they want to just be chilling. You know, you never know until you have these conversations, and I don't know if I don't know if having a conversation or several conversations and then just going and doing a proposal will fully equate to a no sometimes. But I definitely could consider that would be something that can happen, especially now that Sonny's made that comment. And I think somebody else mentioned in one of the comments something similar, that it's like you could be going through something today that 2 weeks ago you weren't going through. So if today you're like, yeah, you know what, I don't think this is the right time for us to be married, but that person decides, oh, I'm about to go propose, then I can see that happening. And then if that happens and the guy's shocked, like, dang, like I thought this was a done deal, then, you know, I would definitely say, yeah, don't end the relationship at that point. You know, yeah, it's probably going to hurt a little bit to know that that person doesn't want to marry you at this moment, but it may be that need for a conversation like, oh, you know, it's not, you know, that I don't ever want to marry you. I just, you know, we got to work on this, and this, or this came up and we never resolved this issue and this is major, you know, or there's this big, you know, and then to your point, Sonny, with the whole thing of like, sometimes people get a little stupid and they decide they want to try to propose in order to make a problem go away. And that's problematic, you know? So of course you're going to get a no if you're trying to, you know, take the easy route and be like, oh, you know what?
Everything. Like, no, don't.
Exactly. Like this fixes everything.
Hold up. So you mean like we just had an argument a couple months ago because you cheated on me, and now you just like, I'm sure that I really, all right, so yeah, that's different.
Yeah, like that's like you know how you going through something like they done did some bullshit and they're like, well, she been asking me to marry her for like 2 years, so it's like, all right,
yeah.
Like, nah, don't do that.
Yeah, and because that's the thing, a person will say that all day and be like, yeah, you know, we talked about this. We always said we was gonna get married, and it's like, but you literally just got caught cheating a month ago, and she hasn't. Yeah, she hasn't. You know, she's probably forgiven you for the moment, but she ain't gotten over it. You know, or she's still assessing her situation, or whatever the case may be.
At the cookout in July.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why I feel like some people do say yes in the moment, because this is why I say for me personally, dear future husband, don't propose me in front of a crowd of people. It's like I don't want any of that. I'd rather you do it privately. Like, let's go out to dinner, you propose to me, and I let people know whether or not we made it or whatever. Because then it puts people on the spot. Because say if we were going through some shit, you did this big, super romantic proposal after you did fuck shit a month before. And you're trying to put a band-aid on the situation, so you think marriage is the key. So yeah, you go all out, do this unproductively big production of let's get married, and now my whole family there, your whole family there, and I'm sitting there like, nigga, you know, they might not know that you cheated on me a month ago, but like I done caught you on some shit, and we trying to fix it, and now you got the whole family out here trying to marry me. Like, hey, yo, bro, you want me to say no in front of everybody? Like, like, I don't, like, that would make somebody probably say yeah in the moment and then come back home and be like, listen, I ain't about to marry you. Why you do that goofy ass shit? Don't do that.
I've seen a lot of Instagram posts where somebody got engaged, but I haven't seen a lot of wedding photos. That's all I'll say. Sometimes people say yes because, like you said, Sonny, you got my grandmom here, your grandmom here. You got the street blocked off. The kids is out here holding up the "Mommy, will you marry Daddy" sign.
I'm
gonna kill.
And they don't know what's going on.
If I say no, that's what I'm saying. If I say no right now, it's gonna kill everything. So I'm gonna just say yeah. Then we're gonna talk about the fact that you had a date at the cookout at my aunt's house.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that's for me. I agree with you, Hype. Everything is not for everyone. I don't want all of that. Like, I'm very much of like, I like certain things, but that's not one of them. So like, do that privately with me. Let me get in my little feelings about it, then go and share it to the world. Because yeah, I don't want that. Don't do no big grand proposal. I don't know what I would do if somebody actually did that out loud in public. That when I was engaged, we were in the house, you know, he did that, and he gave me his mom's ring, and like, you know, he was cheating, and he found out he was cheating. So it was like, you did all that. Thank God we didn't do it in front of nobody, because I would punch you in the face. But you know, whatever.
Right, exactly, yeah. Exactly. Well, great show, great topics. Definitely appreciate everybody that's in the comments.
Definitely never get to 21. We never get to 21. We never get to 21.
Never.
These are like open-ended questions that take an hour for one question. I swear to God.
4 questions. We gotta label this one.
We got 4.5, 4 in the possible.
Exactly, definitely, literally 4 in the possible. Have poor Chris over here like, what are we talking about again? Like, don't worry, we're gonna get to it, bro. We're gonna get to it.
That's crazy. You said 4 in the possible.
No, but
My
I
daughter
like the
asked me to teach her how
conversation,
to
and I
play
feel
spades
like
the other day.
even though we
Right.
don't necessarily all agree on certain topics, at least you have the question and you get everybody's perspective of why they think they do. I could feel like, Willie, you was wrong on one part, or Heim, I could feel like your whole conversation was wrong, but at the end of the day, we grow from each other. So it's like we get to
I
learn.
mean,
Single about to be
it's
in the thing because he knows him.
it's all right. That's why I turned the camera off. My daughter came over here and was telling me I want to say hi. Um, it's all about when you have respect, you can agree to disagree and do it respectfully. As long as everybody
Mhm.
respects everybody's opinion, you know, like my man, shout out to my man Smooth, improve your argument. And that's perfectly fine for grown ass people to agree to disagree. It's just all about having respect when you disagree. Like as long as you ain't getting out here calling everybody out their name because they don't agree with the shit that you agree with, like then what are we doing? Like we're being
Yeah,
very
Right,
unproductive
right.
at that point.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure,
Oh, you
definitely.
use my word unproductive. Thank you.
You like that, huh? She
I
like that.
know. Picking up
Hmm.
picking up the new lingos from each
I used
other.
to. She threw a few copies out there, so I did that one for
I did.
For sure, for
Oh no,
sure.
I'm infamous for my copy. When I get a message and you say some nonsense and I reply copy, you know I'm with whatever type of shit I signed up for. Everybody knows. Soon as my cousin like, as soon as you said copy, I knew what type of time he's on. Yep,
Uh-huh.
because we ain't getting nothing, ain't getting an argument. Copy.
For
About to be a
My
sure.
problem.
youngest daughter told me copy earlier. I fell out.
Oh, nice, nice. All right, what's Sonny? Go ahead and tell the folks where they can find you.
Y'all can find me at I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. My blog, Unreservedly Me, which I'm in the process of updating. I got some content I'm about to add to it. About my single mom journey.
Nice, nice.
And ladies and gentlemen, those DMs are wide open. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am hype. That's HYMPE. It's hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Also at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. Roof and plumbing, flooring, HVAC, cleanups, cleanouts, and remodeling. And at Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. The CH4s will be out in like 2 weeks. We got some new stuff coming out too for your fall situations, but look out for the fours. Those fours will be out in a couple of weeks.
For sure, for sure. And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG, Twitter, and Threads. Get at me at Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. You can visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. Tons of new music just dropped over the weekend. I'm listening to some of the popular ones, listen to some of the unpopular ones, listening to all my favorites as well. So make sure you check me out over at stylesradio.com for all those hot tracks, or williestyles.info for all my links. I will be announcing the Loki season 2 coming up soon. I may also do another new show. It's probably just going to be a Styles takeover kind of night, because I've been watching a lot of dating shows lately.
Oh, Love is Blind and all that.
Yeah, I just
Oh, you
Love is
gotta
Blind
tag
season
me in. You
season
gotta tag
5
me
is
in.
ridiculous.
I just
And
watched
then
it.
and then
Tag
the
me in.
ultimatum Queer Love was
Well, I didn't
crazy.
watch Queer Love now. I
You
didn't
gotta
watch
watch
that one.
Queer Love. It's really good. It's really good.
Okay, so
Did y'all
so
watch
now I
the
gotta
up
watch that
shows on
over the weekend.
Netflix?
Okay, so yeah, tag me in because I watched Love Is Blind. It's getting real this season. I don't
Yeah, it is. It's
it's
getting
getting
super
real.
crazy. What'd you
Did
say,
y'all
Hank?
watch the up shows on Netflix?
I'm not a fan of Mike Epps.
Hold on, but no, they on Netflix. I watched
Wanda
that. I watched it.
Wanda is funny as hell on this
Yes, she
show.
is.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen a couple of episodes. And like surprisingly, I just didn't find, because I would have thought, like, because I have seen him in movies, and then of course I love Wanda Sykes, and a
She
couple
be
of,
the whole bit.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I just, yeah, like I watched that show. It's like it's okay. It's not
yeah.
like,
I like it because I watched the Marlon. Yes, my shit
Marlon,
too.
oh chill. Marlon was my shit.
Yeah.
right, right, right.
So
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, make sure you guys get over to our website, gftradioshow.com. Hit all our socials. Check out all of our links to all of our past replays. How to Hustle podcast will Hype. All the episodes are online on the the audio platforms, all your favorite ones, Spotify, Heart Radio, Stitcher, Google Play, all the GFT Radio Show audio will be up very soon. But we do have a lot of the old content on there already, but make sure you check out what's there. And then make sure you get over to gftradio.creator-spring.com for all our apparel. All right. Make sure you guys get back with us. We will be back very soon. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted. Until next time, have a great night, folks. We are out.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Respected, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on gftradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks.